Hi, Steve. I don't know if I can. I'm going to unmute you. Now you can try.
Hi, Aisha. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We're here at the D&D, the digital news desk.
That's where all the cool kids hang out.
I'm going to turn you up. You're a little quiet. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Mic test, mic test. 1, 2, 3. The D&D is where all the cool kids hang out.
This is where all the cool kids are. So I'm just waiting for a couple people to join us here on Facebook. We've got a couple people joining us, possibly in other areas where we stream all of this, including our website. So before we talk about First Alert Safety Desk stuff, lots to talk about there. I think more importantly is the weather. A lot of people are thinking about the weather.
So you want to do weather first?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so I guess that means I get to pilot things here. All right, so why don't we do this? Let's see here. We'll just take a straight cut here. That's okay. All right, live view from our Green Bay sky cam. We've got some sunshine. It is 57 degrees, a calm morning, good visibility in the Fox Valley. We have seen some fog again along the Lake Michigan shoreline. Doesn't look very good in Sheboygan right now. According to our latest report over at the airport, visibility is down to just a few hundred feet. Earlier, Maria Parmigiani was showing some of the traffic cam video out of there, and it wasn't looking too good on the I-43 corridor. So if you are traveling in that area, give yourself some extra travel time. Otherwise, it's going to be a mostly sunny Friday and warm again. We'll have a high of 81 degrees, and a light northeast wind will be developing in the midday and the afternoon. We're mostly in the 50s, 63 right now in Appleton, 58 in Oshkosh, and we've got 56 degrees in Marinette. And now, here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor with our high temperatures getting up well into the upper 70s and some low 80s. A high of 81 today in Lakewood, 83 in Pembine. How about that? Along the lakeshore, a little cooler where highs will be mostly in the mid-70s. Compared to our average high, for example, Green Bay is 67. A lot of our high temperatures will be about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than typical for late September. Some folks across the North Woods will be about 20 degrees warmer than average. Now, we will cool down a little bit this weekend, but don't get me wrong. A Saturday high of 77 and a Sunday high of 75 is still a good 10 degrees or so above average. We will see sunshine. A few clouds are possible late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. But the reason why our temperatures will be down a few degrees this weekend is because the wind. It'll be blowing in tomorrow out of the northeast, off the bay, off of Lake Michigan, with gusts around 20 miles an hour. That wind flow coming around what was Hurricane Helene. We'll touch on that in just a moment. Here's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. Look for this warm and dry weather to last through Monday. And then Monday night into Tuesday morning, a cool front comes through. It'll give us a tiny chance of a shower. Again, slight rain chance heading into daybreak Tuesday. The front will be more efficient in bringing in some seasonably cooler weather with highs dropping back into the 60s. All right, let's make the 7-day forecast super. Friday evening, later today, high school football games going on. Temperatures will be falling to the 60s. Skies will be mostly clear. The Operation Football game of the week, De Pere versus West De Pere. Who's going to get bragging rights? We'll find out. Tomorrow, Appleton Oktoberfest. Looks good. Sunny to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures rising into the upper half of the 70s. Enjoy the time up and down College Avenue. And here's Sunday. The Packers against the Minnesota Vikings, our rivals from one state over. Looks like at the noon hour on Lambeau Field, sunny, warm, not that humid. Temperatures will be climbing into the lower half of the 70s. And then again, we'll cool down a little bit as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, just in time for the start of October. Quick update on what was Hurricane Helene. It was a Category 4 hurricane, has now been diminished to a tropical storm. According to the National Hurricane Center, maximum sustained winds of 60 miles an hour. It is moving north at 30 miles an hour. It's moving fast. It is closing in on Clemson, South Carolina, and it will track to the northwest and continue to weaken and dump a tremendous amount of rain and cause flooding across the southeast and the lower Ohio Valley. And for us in northeast Wisconsin, it's really just going to boil down to some high, thin clouds, and also you'll notice an increase in that wind, as we were just talking about with Pinpoint Predictor. So, Aisha, It's the last weekend of September. Hard to believe that time can fly by so fast. And October starts on Tuesday, and as it does, we'll actually see those temperatures drop back to something close to normal, at least for a short period of time.
Oh, well, I'll take it. This weekend we've got some plans, so it'll be nice to be outside.
Yeah, whatever you got going on, if it's outside and if sunshine is always a good thing for those plans, I think you'll like your Saturday and Sunday.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Steve.
Yeah.
I'll take it from here. I'll take the wheel.
Go for it. It's yours.
See you soon.
Thanks.
All right, so we'll get into First Alert Safety Desk stuff now. Lots to get to with regards to that. We had a lot of great stories that were really important this week, so I'll pop some up on your screen, things that I plan to talk about. So here's just a few, and we'll talk about the fact that there were several, and we'll show you on our website, wbay.com. So a few of them here, you could see parents, teachers preparing kids for emergencies. That one was a bigger one. And then Stand for the Silent. This event was just incredible in our community to have that for our kids, too, at schools, to be hearing this message. It is a very important one. So this father, he came and talked about his son who was bullied and died by suicide in 2010. Just such an important conversation, a big one that is one that we need to have with our kids, especially because they do go through this and they're going through this right now at different levels. So we'll get into some of that, but also talking about this ominous email scam that I was talking about this morning from the First Alert Safety Desk. Again, really important stuff that we want to talk about. We'll start with that preparing for emergency story. And again, and I always say, wbay.com is your best bet to get some of this information. But parents and teachers really urge to talk to students and your kids about safety and preparing for disasters. So this is all from Ready, Wisconsin, Brown County Public Health, and a lot of other local safety officials really honing down on the same message this week. They want parents to spend some time with their kids, teaching them how to be prepared, really important so that they're ready for any situation. And it also gives them some empowerment so that when something does happen, they know exactly what to do and they're not stressed, they're not freaking out over anything, but they know exactly what to do in case something does happen, whether it's a house fire, a flood, or something happens to you, they know what to do. So teaching kids when and how to call 911 in case of an emergency was something that we talked about, but making sure also that they know who to contact and identify a safe place for everybody to meet in case there is an emergency, and coming up with that family communication plan. And then most importantly, you want to have those phone numbers and backup phone numbers just in case, whether it's in their phone, something on the fridge, things like that, whatever works for you. And then putting together the emergency supply kit. Some friendly reminders is what we had this week, and doing that and showing kids where that emergency supply kit will be in the house, and then the plans at home, including knowing where your safe spot again is in case of a tornado, for example. But the reason why they were highlighting this week is September is also Preparedness Month. And so that was top of mind this week. Ready, Wisconsin, again, talking about it. And we do have a link on our website under the Safety Desk tab for the Student Tools for Emergency Planning program. It's basically something that teachers can do in the classroom, designed for 4th and 5th graders to help them and guide them through everything I just mentioned. You can get that link at wbay.com. I think it works for anybody, even if you want to do it at home, and not just 4th and 5th graders. I think it's a good refresher for all kids and even us adults. When we talk about these sort of things, it's best to be prepared, as we always say. So that one was a story that we talked about this week. Another one was that Stand for the Silent event. Really important, and I mentioned that dad who lost his son, who was bullied, and he committed suicide in 2010. A heavy conversation, but an important one. So we do have some of those details there, and we were able to hear from that dad. His name is Kirk Smalley. He was in De Pere talking to middle and high school students this week, both Wednesday and then Thursday evening. He was at St. Norbert College talking to adults especially, but with the kids, a really important conversation. And that mission is Stand for the Silent. It's a youth suicide prevention presentation. And we were able to highlight that this week and talk to that dad, Kirk Smalley, and wanting to spread awareness to make sure that this doesn't happen to other people, talking about bullying, talking about anti-bullying. And he started that organization with his late wife, turning that pain and loss into something that can help other people. But it is impacting kids everywhere. So that's his mission, is to go to different schools, a national project. But he talks about how the more parents and teachers and communities know, the better equipped we are to maybe find those signs in kids and figure out what to do when that is happening. But it has been declared a public safety issue. We've talked about it at the safety desk even before all of this. We talked about the Journal of Pediatrics just recently. That latest research is talking about how suicide is the leading cause of death for young people between the ages of 10 and 24, the leading cause of death, which is pretty shocking. So that was the latest research, and just that overall risk of having suicidal thoughts is really elevated for kids who are involved in bullying, whether they are the bully or not. It actually impacts both equally. September is also Suicide Prevention Month. It's a lot of different things, but this one is what we're focusing on this week too. And that event at St. Norbert College, that was a good one too. And again, just a really big, important conversation. If you want to watch some of that clip, it's at wbay.com under the Safety Desk tab, if you want to check that out. Another story was the Oshkosh email that I mentioned, is sort of an ominous one. We talk a lot about scams and some of these scammers that get sort of aggressive and threatening with their emails. So some of the details also on our website, but just to recap here. Good morning, Bruce. Thanks for being here. A little bit of a recap here. So this is a scam happening in the Oshkosh area, but just in case, we wanted to let other people know that scammers are getting threatening with this email that they're sending out. So there was an example right there on your screen. They talk about not wanting to escape this, they want to take your address. They've taken a lot of information from you. So they basically blackmail you, and it's very detailed, so I won't bore you with all of that, but they do say in that tone that they know what you've been doing online. They threaten with blackmail. They say that they've got video of you doing questionable things. They're going to send it out to other people, and the only option is for you to pay them via Bitcoin. So it can be a little scary, especially if you're not aware that it is a scam, especially the pressures and what they threaten in the email. It's very detailed, and it's actually on the Oshkosh Police Facebook page. If you want to read that. But again, it is a scam. It is not real. And in this case, they're asking for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. That is a huge red flag when it comes to these scams. They often ask for cryptocurrency. They ask for gift cards or cash because it can't be traced back to them. So you don't want to fall for this one. We wanted to put it on your radar this morning. Call local police. Let them know what's going on, especially if you're not quite sure what's going on. But also, even if you don't fall victim, at least we can let people know what's going on so it doesn't happen to anyone. Word of mouth is a great weapon against these scams, so telling your friends and your family, really important. So that one was one that we wanted to highlight this morning here from the Digital News Desk, talking about these Safety Desk stories. We'll head over to the website to show you a few more that we were mentioning this week. Talked about kids and crosswalk safety, really important, from Green Bay Police wanting to share that message and that reminder for kids and families about being safe, and also overcoming school anxiety, different things here. So make sure you check that out, all here at wbay.com under the Safety Desk tab. Otherwise, we will check you out here, say goodbye, and see you here pretty soon for the mid-morning show at 9 a.m. with Steve. He'll talk more about that forecast, and we're talking about Hurricane Helene and tracking that too, so we'll get into some of that as well. But otherwise, have a great weekend. Thanks for being here.